very few people in the world that have done this. And that alone, I mean, I don't want to just call it bragging rights, but like that alone is worth a lot to a lot of people. Not to you, I totally get it, but like the sense of adventure, the sense of like being able to go somewhere or see something that no other person can do in a world that's quickly becoming accessible to everyone for to to go see use however they wish. Like I get that. That's the like it's a bad comparison, but like that's why I like off-roading, right?
Have you
You get to
seen?
go on top of a mountain. That's awesome.
No,
Now you get to go to the
no,
bottom of the ocean. That's sick.
This in and of itself makes it ridiculous.
So this reminds me of like experimental aircraft, where like if you want, you can go build an airplane in your backyard, right? But you also can't put other people in it without having the proper like regulations in place. So obviously the ocean is not regulated in the same way. But
I made a comparison to Mount Everest, which has like become it's like slowly but surely getting destroyed right now because wealthy people have turned it into a relatively accessible form of posturing and claiming that this is an accolade, this is an accomplishment that you did. It's like
I mean,
you're being fucking handheld and carried by a Sherpa for the most part, but like ultimately it's just for like a photo and to say that you did it. And
it's more than that. I give them the benefit of the doubt.
It's bragging rights. You just said it's bragging rights.
Yeah, I know, but it's more than that. It's an experience that you get to do, right? It's no different than like some crazy, Tokyo thing that we could do where you get to like eat pufferfish or something, right? It's just more extreme and more awesome and bigger.
Okay, but the issue is you do a risk reward assessment. Everyone obviously has a different one, but there are certain edge cases that fucking make sense. Like you signed up for something that you know has an incredibly high likelihood of failure, especially because
I would call it incredibly high.
No, it is. You're absolutely wrong on.
It's definitely higher, like substantially higher, but like it's not like 1 out of 2 people were gonna die.
Look at the situation.
Okay.
David Pogue. Remember my voyage to the Titanic last summer? In OceanGate's homemade carbon fiber sub, they took passengers out again this summer, but as of today, the sub is lost. Do submersibles have something similar to an aircraft's emergency locator transmitter that can be detected by searchers? This submersible does not have any kind of beacon like that. On my expedition last summer, they did indeed get lost for about 5 hours, and adding such a beacon was discussed.
Dude, you're making an argument for regulation.
Yeah, no shit. Like, to be clear, I was not on the sub that day. I was on the ship at the surface in the control room. They could still send short text to the sub, but did not know where it was. It was quiet and very tense, and they shut off the ship's internet to prevent us from tweeting. Nice. Is there a reason that detail didn't make it in the show? Yes. The company gave us a different rationale for shutting off the internet, that this could be an emergency and that they needed all channels open, and we had no idea how to confirm whether or not that was true.
So the one thing to keep in mind is when you're at the cutting edge of doing something, and this is, right, they're developing this new technology, this new vehicle, this new like service, whatever it is, a lot of the stuff that you're used to isn't in place. Like for example, with airplanes, back in like the early 20th century, they didn't have like TCAS, traffic collision avoidance system, or they didn't have like GPS. They didn't have like ways to track airplanes, see where there was. They literally had paper maps that they would like fly visually and like be like, okay, there's the river, there's the mountain, turn right here.
Yeah,
right?
but so no. But, this is akin to a gyrocopter in times of modern flight, because like it's DIY, it's designed like a fucking tin can. It's like something that you would make in your backyard, and there's literally.
It's funny, I have built a submersible.
Okay, well, there's literally fucking extra components that they could have put in, which clearly and demonstrably have had an issue. If one more person says move the mic closer to fucking Murat, I'm literally ending the stream permanently today. Okay? Shut the fuck up. Shut up. This is what we have. This is what we're working with. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, back to what you were saying. The point I was trying to make is those technologies don't exist. Like, yeah, sure, some crazy Navy submarine somewhere might have some crazy communication system, right? Sure, but that might not be available to the public. That might not be available to these guys at this level. So, I mean, I assume communicating underwater is really difficult, right? Your communication is traveling through a different medium. Like instead of air or space, it's going through water. So, like radio waves don't transmit the same way. They're probably doing
Bro,
text
they're
because
saying that the ETL like tracking software, which 100% exists, like that's crazy that you're saying you're making it seem like this is an impossible task, is like around $900 or some shit, which is
and it works through 2 miles of water.
I don't know what the distance is, but there are literal like we have submarine technology
Sure, sure.
right now.
I'm not saying they didn't do their they did their due diligence.
They
It didn't
didn't.
exist. That's not the argument I'm making. I'm just saying it's hard when you're at the front edge. That's it. I'm not arguing in favor of these guys.
Yeah, but that's the reason why I explained it like that's the reason why I'm explaining it to you like this. It's like building a gyrocopter in your fucking backyard and putting people on it and then taking it to altitudes that you know they can't fly at and selling that experience and dumb motherfuckers being like, I know it's so dumb to do this, but I love the fucking thrill, the adventure, okay? And and you're doing that at a time when like there are modern tools that would make it much easier to deal with certain redundancies, certain situations that could break down. They didn't fucking do the upgrades, and it clearly failed multiple times, which is why I find it really fucking stupid. They have a blog post with the same points Murat is saying. Most major marine operators require chartered vessels that are classified in independent groups such as the American Bureau of Shipping or one of the many others. The groups are assembled very detailed standards of classing everything from oil tankers to auxiliary ships and stuff. Classing assures, yeah, these guys, bro, these.
I don't know what you're saying.
I mean, they didn't have any of the fucking standards. They were basically, they built a tin can.
Yeah, they were YOLOing it for sure.
Yeah.
That's a risk that people are taking, right? I don't want to argue in like for the free market or whatever, but when you're doing something that's not normal, it's on you to figure out if that's a smart idea or not.
Yeah, the fucking dude, 100%, 100%, just did not do the necessary things you need to do to be able.
I'm not talking about the owner of the company. I mean, I don't know the particulars, but I'm sure there was more they could have done, right? In hindsight, there's lots you can do. But I was actually talking about the people who are going on the voyage. And funny enough,
I'm also calling Jake right now.
Yeah. Funny enough, one of the biggest drivers here, I'm surprised that no one's talking about, is insurance companies, like life insurance for the millionaire or whatever billionaires that are on the boat. The insurance company for that for the company. That's kind of a big driver usually for adding these redundancies and systems in.
These guys are 100% criminal, and they will probably get punished because they killed a bunch of billionaires, for the record.
The Ocean Gate people?
Yeah. Former Ocean Gate employee was fired after raising concerns for sub's worthiness to descend to extreme depths and refusing the green light man tests of early models. He was director of marine operations and responsible for safety of all crew and clients. Wait, hold on. Oh, Jake is calling me. Moshi Moshi, I'm live.
Ohio.
Hello? What the Bro, you... Oh, it's working. Where are you?
Naked. I'm naked.
Oh, you're naked.
Okay, so put it on camera. Got it.
We're FaceTiming. We're live. I'm live streaming currently.
I'm gonna take a shower.
Shower stream?
Okay. Which one of the experiences that you designed should we be doing today together? And what's your ETA? And we can always like waste time fucking around, but it seemingly is not raining as of now. Yeah, it's overcast. It might start raining at 1 p.m. 40%, 2 p.m. 60%, 3 p.m. 70%, but by that point we might, move on to an indoor proportion.
The outdoor portion could take like an
That's fine. That seems great. If you move fast, we can do it.
Okay. If we get there and it's like gonna be rainy, it's gonna be a soggy day.
It's okay.
Okay. And the indoor portion, you got that stuff?
Yeah, the main cafe we can't go until 5 though. That's what they said. So I don't know. I might just like vlog it or something.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. We can figure something else out.
Okay. Let me just. I had a call with American Immigration at 8 a.m. So I had to go. I fell back asleep. Sorry.
No, it's all good. So we're gonna link up in like as quickly as possible, right? Like you're.
Yes, I'm gonna take a shower. I'll take a taxi over there. I'll just go to your spot.
No. Let's just meet up at whatever destination we're supposed to be going to, because I want to start the IRL stream. Where can we link up, like in a public area?
We can go directly there.
Okay, just text me the address. Is it far? Or is it in Tokyo?
It's in Tokyo. It's in Tokyo.
Oh, okay, good. Perfect.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.
So there's one comment that just came by that I think is a really good point, and it said the CEO's on the fucking sub, right? The guy obviously thought it was safe.
No, he literally said safety is bullshit.
Well, no, but he thought that the risk was not substantial enough for him to not do it.
I think
unless he's suicidal, like that's it. That's the only logic out there.
Yeah, I think he's a fucking idiot. And I think he got so horny for, like, he literally said safety is a waste, dude. I think
There's
he was
a limit.
fucking
You know,
idiot.
at some point, safety just is pure waste. I mean, if you just want to be safe, don't get out of bed, don't get in your car, don't do anything. At some point, you're
He's
going to
trying
take
to
some
be
risk,
edgy,
and it
like-
really is a risk-reward question. I said, I think I can do this just as safely by breaking the rules.
Yeah, I want to make sure that the point he's trying to get across and the actual like literal interpretation of what he's saying are like not as understood that it's not directly the same thing, right? He's talking about safety regulations and how they can be cumbersome. He's wrong, obviously, right? But he's not saying let's just fucking sit on a bunch of TNT, light it on fire, see what happens. Like safety doesn't matter. He's saying that like
The
a lot of
irony-
this. The irony is he was wrong.
No, the irony is not only that he was wrong at the top of the hour and he got caught without a subscription.
Oh, that's what.
Okay.
It is,
So if you no longer, like, you take a risk, you can see a fucking ad break at the top of the hour, you know that that's going to happen. Of course, it's going to happen if you are unsubscribed. So don't get caught with your dick in your hand, you know what I mean? And subscribe for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime so that you can avoid the top of the hour ad breaks. Now, having said that, the irony here is that this motherfucker builds spaceships. So while he's over here talking about corner cutting and how you can just like, I don't know.
I'm not saying you should.
I mean, I know, but like you're coming across like you're defending this dude who is like very
No,
clearly...
I'm trying to help interpret the situation. I don't agree with what he did. I think it's wrong.
No shit. You fucking murder people, dude. What the fuck? Anyway. Okay. It's all tubes. It is. Check the eye to the thing tweet. Dude, I'm so tired. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I mean, I do know what's going on.
It's sleep deprivation.
It is sleep deprivation. Let's
Says he'll offer those passengers a free do-over next year. And that's just one cost of doing this
Oh, David
business.
Pogue?
Are you making money on this operation?
No. So, not yet. People might say, hey, that's a lot of money, $250,000. But we went through over $1 million of gas.
It was our last day at sea. There was one last chance to reach the Titanic. And this time, good weather and good fortune were aligned.
Slow down, it's just in front of us. Just we are in front of the anchor.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, here's the bow,
do it
guys.
again,
You guys see it?
yeah. Look at that though, how it just kind of emerges out. Yeah. That is it. That is other world.
Signals. Now, Titanic tourism has its detractors, but these expeditions don't disturb the wreck or retrieve artifacts, and Stockton Rush says that they're valuable.
Bro, I cannot I cannot begin to tell you how fucking stupid all of this looks to me. I
Okay,
know.
you obviously don't get it.
I am obviously, I'm admitting that I'm like not the clientele for this kind of thing. Okay, I'm not.
Like that footage that we saw, obviously disregarding what happened, right? Because that was when this was made, they didn't know about it at that time. Is like incredibly moving.
It's what, dude? You're such an adventure junkie that I think like you understand the principle behind. I feel like you understand the principle behind why people take risks for, I don't know, rewards that others would consider to be not worthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is like, you can still think outside of that. Like, you're operating on the principle of the matter, but for some reason you're not seeing that like there could be situations that are just unnecessarily risky for the reward that is like profoundly limited.
I get it. You're not an adventurer.
Bro, this is like, dude, I think this is literally the Everest situation. Bro, the Titanic literally sucks. It's the most overstudied shipwreck of all time. It's fucking pointless. It is a gravesite now. We should be studying sunken Spanish treasure boats.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah,
Let's
that
do
sounds okay. That sounds way cooler.
I wasn't talking about particularly the Titanic. Just like going to a place that we are not supposed to be, and seeing something in its as nature takes over.
Also, this is like a horrible argument. Do you think traveling to space is worth the risk? I'm not comparing. First of all, I don't have.
But it's a great point, by the way.
I don't. No, it's not, because it
is.
I don't have an issue with motherfucking scientists and astronauts going to space. They're not going to space to fucking finger blast themselves on the ISS. They're going to space for research purposes. Okay, and once that research trickles down, I guess, to like ease of access for the mega wealthy, inevitably that will open up more opportunities. Right now, the cutting edge explorers that want to put their money where their mouth is to explore uncharted territories in space travel in a commercial way for no research purposes whatsoever, if they fucking die, that's an L. That's a major L. No
one's arguing this isn't an L. This is
like
a very sad
and even
tragic
then,
situation.
And even then, like Blue Origin, SpaceX, all these fucking companies, even then they have they have to abide by incredibly strict standards, even if they are at the cutting edge of technological innovation. This guy wasn't at the cutting edge of technological innovation. He built a concept.
He was in some and not in many others.
Dude, no, he wasn't. We have submarines. We have nuclear submarines. We have so many different kinds of fucking depth exploration tools, and it blows my fucking mind that regardless of the fact that we have all those depth exploration tools and redundancies and fail safes that you could have implemented, like subscribing at the top of the hour, which I forgot to run the 3-minute ad break right now. By the way, I'm gonna run it now. That this guy didn't.
I know about the Logitech controller.
Like, here's what's really fucked up.
Or Logicool.
Here's what's really fucked up about this process, and why this guy is like extremely at fault. The company's extremely at fault. Okay. Everybody understands that you're assuming some level of risk when you engage in activities like this. It's kind of similar to like getting on a fucking flight, right? It's oh my god, 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 oh my god. I'm just audio pedophiles are a fucking just mark, a stain on this community. Is Will still sleeping?
No, I mean he might have gone back to bed. But...
He probably is.
Yeah. Dude, I just want to do like a series of videos of you throughout history, and they're like doing the first flight, and you're like, no, I gotta sit here. I gotta sit at home, guys. It's too much risk.
I won million.
They're like, we're
gonna do the first flight.
We're gonna like hunter gatherer tribe, and we're like, all right, we gotta go explore. They're like, no, it's cool. We just gotta sit down and stream at home, or like. They're gonna go. Yeah, they're gonna go on a voyage to like explore. Lewis and Clark are about to depart, and you're like, no,
dude,
guys, it's too much risk. It's too much risk. Don't do it,
dude. You're quite literally describing the most obvious thing. Yes, I would not.
But you're not on the submarine. You're saying why would somebody go on the submarine? Those are the guys who go on the submarine.
I don't know if you're being purposely obtuse or like you're so horny for adventure that you're like. No matter how fucking idiotic it is, like I'm on board. It's like bungee jumping exists and it's like relatively safe. And now you're going with a company that's like telling you, yeah, this is a new type of bungee jumping where there's no fucking rope.
The technology
or the rope might snap at any given moment.
The technology exists. This application is new. That's the difference.
I'm losing my mind. It's not even true. You're not right. There are commercial submersibles, from what I understand.
That go to that depth?
Bro, James Cameron and research vessels have gone down there 1 million fucking times.
For $250K a person?
What?
Look, let's Google how much that expedition cost.
Wait, what does that have to do with anything?
So, like...
Just slapping on a fucking price tag doesn't make it all of a sudden...
No, it has nothing to do with... Well, it does have a lot to do with
different
price tag.
And new.
The point is accessibility. The point is this, like, technology, industry, whatever, developing. This becoming a thing that people do, right? They spent the first space tourist was, like, done way longer ago. They just happened to catch a ride on a government program versus the new space tourism industry that's developing. Similar to this, yeah, like James Cameron and the expeditions that you're talking about existed, sure, but it's not the same as this. It's it's very comparable to like catching a ride on the space shuttle and going to the ISS and be like, all right, Space Force, we did it, guys, it exists. To like Blue Origin and SpaceX's new mission.
Earlier, you made a really bad comparison, by the way, which was when you fucking said like the first, I don't know, the first like flight or whatever. That is not a commercialized entity.
No, okay. The reference I was making there is in the early 20th century when like airplanes were starting to go into commercial use. There was a lot of like mail carriers, and then I believe they started selling tickets on some of those flights for passengers as well. So that's like the technology is new. They're like starting to pull people in.
I also do think that for the record, do think that space tourism is fucking stupid. I think space tourism is stupid.
It's not the most it's not the most efficient way to benefit space like development, right? But it is a good thing. It increases the numbers. It increases the number of applications. It increases the availability of that technology. It's like the semiconductors, right? The more we build
I
them,
think
the better
every
we
time-
get at building them.
Every time we're putting fucking Jeff Bezos up there or some other dickhead up there, we could have been sending scientists up there. That's all I'm saying.
Sure, that would be great. Let's send
Especially
all
at
the
its-
scientists to space, but like that's not
Especially at its
happening.
infancy, like right now, this is important time for maximizing on like the research purposes.
More than 25 meters.
Oh, fantastic.
What? Yeah, back in 2001, an American couple made history when they wed in a submersible amid the Titanic wreckage. They won a contest held by a fledgling diving company and used one of the submersibles used during the filming of the 1997 Hollywood movie. What the fuck? It cost $36,000? Wait, what?
Okay.
That's different. It was already built. Bro,
I mean, but that actually that's a super great counterpoint to me, right? Because like I said, I don't know much about this industry, but it sounds like they had a better way of doing it.
bro, I literally told you that there were built submersibles that have gone down there multiple fucking times. Okay? That's why it's costing taxpayer money to try and find them. Oh yeah, 100%.
These dudes got attacked by orcas.
Yeah. Yeah. This is yet another instance where you got a fucking dickhead who is cost cutting in the dumbest ways possible. Okay? Cost cutting in the dumbest fucking place possible. And then selling it to you like it's innovation. That's it. They always do this shit, and it works. His reaction is a perfect example. Murat is a thoughtful person. He's a considerate person. He literally builds spaceships. And here he was advocating for it on the principles that, like, oh well, it's innovation, and innovation requires taking risks.
Smart risks.
Yeah, well, there's plenty that he wasn't. Nothing that he was doing was smart.
Obviously, they failed. Like, I'm not arguing.
The ticket was originally $100K in 2018, and the price rose to $250K in 2022. Yeah, he's just fucking grifter. 34 MKD50. Thank you for the 50 tier 1 gifted subs, you mad lad.
Before a few times, and I'm quite aware we're dying.
He's the apparently is this the guy who's like the stepson of the billionaire at a fucking concert? I gotta pee. You talk to them. Let's move on from this submersible bullshit. Okay.
I want to make it be very clear, though. I don't think this is a good situation, and I'm not arguing for like this to be the norm. I was just trying to explain the further elaborate into the risk-taking aspect of going somewhere new or doing something new and exploring and adventure, right? That's the only thing. I'm not. This is obviously a very tragic and sad situation. And whatever the circumstances were didn't work out. And there's definitely a lot to be learned from this. I mean, it is sad. There's people in there, right? Like, I don't care about who they are and what their backgrounds are. It's a human tragedy.